Hello Hoopers, this is Jillery Hoops and I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to do the goddess machine and some different variations, that sort of thing. So there's really just two moves. Right hand is a green hoop. That hoop, whenever you start the goddess machine, it's typically both thumbs down with your palms facing out. So in this case, my right hoop, one of the moves you're going to do is just open your hand and let the hoop drop and catch it on the other side. And then, literally, this is all there is to it, turn it over. That's it. Drop, turn it over. The reverse of that is flip it out, drop it back in. Flip, drop, drop, flip. That's all. The other hoop is just doing an isolation. It's going bottom half or top half. Bottom half, top half. So when you put those together, you basically want to do the bottom half at the same time you're doing the drop. So I'm going to drop, bottom half, meet my hands up, bring it back in. Do it at the same time. Now as I do the flip it over, I'm going to isolate the top half. Now I can go the other side. Now my pink hoop is just going to flip out. Because it's doing the top half, I'm going to isolate the top half. And then I'm going to drop it back in and isolate the bottom half. So when you go out, in, I call that the caterpillar. Not sure if that's a universal name, but it's doing this sort of caterpillar back and forth just on a horizontal plane. Now the goddess machine refers to also dropping your hoop and doing a linear isolation, all right? But your hands are always meeting. So one of the patterns I do with goddess machine is I go out to my right and then I come back in. So the right pedal's been accounted for. I'm now going to push up to the top. That is literally just push. That's all. I'm going to push up and the right hand is just going to isolate to the top position. So my hands are meeting. And then I'm going to let that drop back in as I isolate them back to the original position. Now I'm going to go to the left side and come back in, bottom, and come back in. So the top and bottom are a little more tricky because you're going up and then back in. So that simple push up requires you to drop it and then isolate the top half to get back to the original position. And when you go down, you're coming to this position and flipping your hand to keep it in the bottom square. And then you're bringing it here and isolating the bottom half. So it sounds like a lot of steps, but watch when I show it to you. We're going to hit the top here, and then we're going to come back to center. And now we're going to hit the bottom here and come back to center. So top, top. Isolate this guy back so that you can drop this hoop and bring your isolation back to 3 and 9. So out, over, up, in, left, over, down, in. That's one variation. You can also drop your hoop and slide it up to here, come back to original position, push to top position, slide that to the side position, and then back in. A little faster, that goes here, here, oops. And one that I especially like to do, and I don't know how I got to this point, but let me see if I can just do it naturally and then I'll describe it. All right, so I'm coming out, I'm going to come back in, and then I'm going to drop my green hoop to the bottom and then push it back to the center position, top position, in. Right, down, push, top, in. Right, down, push, top, in. So all the goddess machine is putting those sequences together in whatever order you want. You know, I came up with something that just works for my hands, but it might not work for yours. So keep in mind, one hand is typically going out and back in, out and in, while the other hand is isolating the hoop or isolating the other direction. And that takes care of your your horizontal planes. For your vertical planes, you're pushing up and then dropping and isolating back over. You're dropping down, bringing back up, and isolating the bottom half, okay? So if that were my right hand, if I'm pushing up, I'm gonna come left and then isolate back to the other side, just the top half. Or I can come down, switch my hand, isolate back up and to the side. So you have your caterpillar, you have your vertical. That one's harder. I haven't really done that one a lot before, but now I will. And you have your 4-petal goddess machine. And you have your sliding goddess machine. And you have this weird anti-spin goddess machine, which is the one you see me doing most often. I like the way it feels. I think it looks pretty cool too. And then you can learn to reverse them. So have fun with that part.